What is going on, guys? Welcome to what I promised a while ago, a Ahri guide. In game, she is labeled as a rushdown champion. To label her as strictly a rushdown champion is a little misleading, because what she is she's a rushdown champion. She's got a lot of mix-ups. She's very mobile, both on the ground and then especially in the air. She's also a pretty good zoner, having projectiles with very little recovery. She kind of does everything. She's just really good. Her mix-ups are great. Her keep away game is great. She has decent assists. She's really good to play solo. She's just really good at a lot of things. And as for what's bad about her, honestly, not much. Most of her strengths comes from when she's in the air, which does leave her very prone to potentially be air thrown or anti-aired by someone with really strong anti-airs. Let us start with normals. Of course, her jab, well, 6 frame jab, -2 on block. Honestly, pretty good range. Her 2L, same thing. Pretty good range. Decent bit better than a lot, honestly. Her mediums, though, are where she really starts to shine. A ton of range, both in terms of her 5M and especially her 2M. Her 2M is probably going to be your go-to normal to try and catch people, either retreating guard or just if you're dashing forward and pressing a button. As for her heavies, well, similar thing as her mediums, 12 frames and a ton of range. Her 2H, a little awkward. Really good horizontal range, really good vertical range. The one downside to it, though, is the fact that because of the good horizontal range, due to the fact that she does move forward in the process, if someone ends up jumping on top of you, there's a decent chance that you'll end up missing them. And her last heavy button is her down forward heavy, which is of course her sweep. Kind of slow at 18 frames. Really good range, though. It's primarily going to be used in order to try and catch retreating guards, which we will go over once we get to Blockstrings. And as for her air normals, well, jumping light, not the best. It's a decent anti-air, being 7 frames and goes straight forward. But because it goes straight forward, it's a little awkward to use. Jumping medium, definitely a much better button. 10 frames like her grounded mediums. It comes in with it diagonally, so much better in terms of airing as well as a jumping tool. Jumping heavy, similar thing again, just like with the grounded heavy. Really good horizontal range if you're coming in at a distance. It's a really good button to press as well as it comes. It has a lot of block stun attached to it. She does have a jumping down light, which we will go over later for potential mix-ups. And then the God button, the absolute God peak button that you want to use is her J2H. Why? It's good for jumping in. Fairly decent horizontal range, while also aiming downwards. But that's not the main thing about it. The main thing about it is it hits backwards. And by it hits backwards, it has a good range backwards. And pair that together with the fact that she has an air dash, and you have a really good time. Now we shall move on to specials. So her S1 special is kind of the main thing she's known for. Foxfire, both ground option and air option. The air option is basically going to be your go-to neutral tool, because it is 16 frames. With only 10 frames of recovery afterwards. And yes, you can dash afterwards. Her other air S1, besides her neutral one, is her J2S1, which is basically the same thing as horizontal one, except it's 24 frame startup instead of 16 and -38 on whiff instead of -26. But when someone approaches on the ground, it is more useful in that sense. Then her last S1 ability is her on the ground down S1, the Stalking Dart, which is a projectile with a awkward amount of startup, but is really good when you're able to use it. It's going to be her go-to option for Oki. Keep yourself safe with an assist. Set it up, you can then run in after it, or you can set it up while using assist, tag in, and have your assist run in with it. It's a really good tag out tool, and really good tool in general when you're able to use it. And now moving on to her S2. Before we get into the Spirit Rushes, though, let us talk about her other S2 options. First off, her neutral S2 on the ground. This is going to be both your combo ender, since it leads to a crumple state, and of course a limit strike, as well as it's going to be one of your main block string tools when it comes to tagging into teammates. You have lots of time to then do, well, whatever the heck you want. If there's a gap, they'll be able to parry it, and if you do something that's not heavy into it, they can parry it. So be a bit careful when you use it. Now her down S2 is, let's just say, awkward. It's a 32 frame overhead. For those of you guys who know frame data, that's terrible. So what is this used for? One, combos. It can be used as a throw bait. If you either manage to get people to fall for the throw bait, you can then dash forward and confirm it. Or if they end up not parrying it or anti-airing it and they block it, you can look for a potential high-low situation. Her neutral S2 in the air is primarily going to be used as either a mix-up tool or as a combo tool, as a way to get them to the ground without using any form of wall bounce or ground bounce. It's an alright option. But like I said, it's primarily just going to be used in combos. Speaking of being used in combos, or used in, well, everything, that is her directional S2s, and that is her Spirit Rush. So her Spirit Rush can only be used one time in the air, but on the ground can be used twice, and in the air on hits can be used twice. This is what allows Ahri to basically choose what side she wants to be on in terms of combos. So in the case of if you're trying to go right, you can go forward and then up back, and then they're still in that direction. But in the case of I think I'm closer to the left, then you can go straight up, or you can go up back again, but cancel it earlier and put them in the direction you want to go. And when I say in direction you want, are you in the air? Yep. You want to dive straight at them? By all means. When they're close to the corner, it also causes a crumple state, which then also will allow you to confirm it. And on the second one, we'll give you a limit strike. But be careful though, because if they block it, it is death on block. And it doesn't matter if you do it from the air or on the ground, it is death on block. So if you do decide to make the call, I am going to dive at them and try and catch them, make sure you have an assist to keep yourself safe, because you are going to need it. And the other thing when it comes to Spirit Rush is it is cancelable into her other specials or her air dash. Trying to play neutral, you're playing mid screen, Spirit Rush, cancel into Foxfire. Spirit Rush and dash. Spirit Rush, Foxfire, dash. And your opponent has to constantly guess what you are going to do next. Ahri's assist. So her neutral assist is her Lariat. On block, it just bounces her up in the air. Plus 17, not all that great. On hit though, it can cause a sandwich situation because her assist will go through them. The main assist though that you'll see a lot of Ahri's use is her back assist. And the main reason why this is so good is one, 39 frames of block stun. Second, because she jumps up in the air, it's a little awkward for people to try and hit her, and even more awkward when you jump in and call her assist. Because if they 2H, they get hit, and if they try and press any button on you in general when you do this, they are not going to be able to reach Ahri, and then they're once again just going to have to hold that. And as for her supers, much like many characters, she only has 3, 2 level 1s and 1 level 3, but there's something a little different about her orb super though. Orb of Deception. It does what it's supposed to do, but when you hold the buttons though, one hit will go through, and the orb will basically pierce through them, and then it will track back to Ahri. So if Ahri jumps in the air, the orb will go to her. And as you saw, will come back up to 3 times. So if you send the orb super towards them, and you jump the orb, you can jump the orb again, and it comes back for a 3rd time. This used to be a much more broken tool than it currently is, because right now, if you parry the orb super, the orb just goes away. Before it didn't. If the opponent is either potentially in the air and can't parry it, or especially if the opponent has 0 bar available, and you do this, it is a way to get in. They have to block it or jump it, and if they jump it, then they're playing the RPS at that point. And then secondly, since you can jump a 3rd time, you can use that 3rd comeback to send it straight horizontally at them and then basically a guarantee that you dead in. A really powerful option in neutral. Now our other super, S2 super, this is the one that's going to do all the damage. So when you're trying to do a big damaging super finisher, more often than not, this is your go-to. Much higher damage, as well, since it's a very long super. It can take them basically corner to corner. The one downside to the super though is that it doesn't OTG. So when you knock him down, do Orb of Deception. If you use either the Wall Crumple or Ground Bounce, or just trying to finish up a super potentially in the air, then you'll want to use the Spirit Rush super. As for her last super, is of course her level 3 Charm. So Charm, it is a very slow projectile super. That's honestly about it. It goes full screen, which is nice. It does its job. But so now let's get into more of what her actual game plan is. So by starting off with her neutral. So what can Ahri do in neutral? Whatever you want. You think I'm joking? I am not joking. Whatever you want. Do you want to go in? Cool. You have an air dash. You have Spirit Rush cancels. You have ways to annoy the opponents. And you can go in with either Big Button if you're far away, or with a potential air dash to either be up close with them, make things ambiguous, or you can dash over their head for a potential left right. Exact same thing with going backwards. You want to go back? Neutral Foxfire, dash back, is going to be your best friend. Why? Because if they jump in the air, then they are going to get caught by this. And if they run on the ground, you can see it coming, and you can look to potentially land and try and either stop them, either by dashing forward and pressing a big button to catch them running forward, or by dashing back, press 2M, try and catch it that way. Really, whatever the heck you want to do. So, Blockstrings, what do we got? What does Ahri got? The answer, strike throw game sucks. Why does it suck? Well, being -2 here, that is not bad, right? Got a decent jab, can set up some potential staggers, and you can always just throw them. But she gets absolutely nothing off of a grounded throw. She doesn't get super. She doesn't get a normal. She gets nothing off a grounded throw. But besides that, the main thing, of course, is frame trapping them with the good old 2M. You basically just want to do a slight delay on the 2M to basically try to make them want to press a button on you, want to make them hold up, want to make them run forward, do anything, and then you can just snipe them out. Or if they're constantly trying to retreating guard, then of course doing a jab into 2M can of course catch them as well. Sweep's main option is going to be trying to catch this retreating guard, because it has, like I said, a lot of range. As if your opponent's trying to do retreating guard a lot, what you can do is off of the sweep. Whether it hits or not, mash up forward S2. If the sweep hits and you do up forward S2, it will come out, and since the down S1 OTGs, you can get a full conversion from it. And the reason you mash it, because hey, if they block it, you're screwed. If they don't get hit by the sweep, your up forward S2 will not come out. So if you're going up against someone who's constantly retreating guard over and over again, you can look to then just do sweep into mash up forward S2, because if it hits, you will get it, and if it doesn't hit, you won't, and you don't have to worry about being -100. Well, as we talked about before with her S2, you want to get into heavy. Or you want to get into her S2. The safest way and the easiest way, because hey, push block is a thing, retreating guard is a thing, and that is using your assist. If you just call assist, then you're good. You can do like a light, medium, 2M, call it there. You can do light, medium, 2M, heavy, because they think, oh, the gap is so far apart, so the S2 they can parry. They with the parry. and you get a punish, which will then lead us into mix-ups. For those of you guys who play Dragon Ball Fighters, you guys are going to be very used to this through sparking. For those guys who haven't, the main thing that that's going to be where the mix-ups come from, besides, well, hey, air dash, is because of the fact that she can cancel her normals into said air dash. So if you do a jump in button, right, we do jump in J2H, she's able to dash cancel these into a high, or she can land and go low, or she can dash forward, start charging a heavy, and then land without doing the button, and then go for a throw. She has basically the go-to mix-up option, pretty much. And yes, this works mid-screen just as well. And if anything, it actually works better, because not only when you jump in on somebody, so if you do any form of block string, call and assist, it's not only can you go for a potential high-low, but you can also go for a potential left-right. Since her J2H hits really, really high, if they don't 2H you properly, or if they wait to see if you're going to air dash or spirit rush first, you can look to potentially dash jump forward, get the J2H cross up while really high in the air, right? And then dash back and hit him same side. Cross up into that same cross up, or cross up back into same side again. But the mix-up she can get from this air dash is absolutely insane. If they push block you, if you go for the J2L, you will then miss. But if you skip it though, then they just have to guess high or low without getting the ability to push block it to ignore it. Because if they push block it and you go for the J2L, you don't hit the high. And if they push block it and you go for the 2L low, you don't get that either. So if they have assist available, and you have the ability to skip the jump in button, I would recommend doing it, because that will save you any worry at all about push block, which is basically the main weakness of the Ahri high-low. What do we do after we mix people? Start with the option that we're all planning on finishing on, which is S2 into S2. This is the go-to Ahri finisher. You do whatever kind of Ahri combo you want. You're gonna go for the dive, and you're going to go for an S2 limit strike finisher. So the go-to option is after you do S2 S2, you will then set up a down S1. Now, what do we do from the down S1? You have the option I do, and then you have the option of what you should do. So what I do from it is I double backdash, and I double backdash to set up a timing, because the main trick to this Oki is you want to basically be right over their head by the time the down S1 will hit them, because they have to guess which side you're on. So by doing double backdash, you could then dash jump forward and basically do the what side is it on. It doesn't matter what tech option they do, as long as you can react to the forward roll. You can backdash towards them, and it ends up being a left-right mix-up. And they neutral get up and end up blocking it, it still ends up being a high-low mix-up. So really, really, really good. And then there's the option I would honestly recommend doing, which is more so the auto-timed version. So the auto-timed version is by pressing 2M. The auto-timed version basically means you hold up forward after 2M, and it causes that left-right mix-up. And if the opponent forward rolls, You can dash and punish both respectively. That's the version I would recommend because that is the much easier and much more consistent option. That's not the end of this Oki, and that is delaying the S1. So rather, because when you do S1 immediately, it meaties them, right, to be absolute perfect timing, 10 out of 10, no notes. But if you delay it, then it does immediate them. How is that helpful? The main option people use to try to beat this Oki is they'll either neutral get up or back roll, and then on get up they will then parry the Foxfire. The way to potentially stop that is one, delaying it, therefore messing up their timing for parry. And second, by delaying it, you do create a gap, which then allows you to then potentially just throw them. So really powerful extra option to A, not only mess up the opponent, but you can also set up a potential throw or throw bait situation. And that's the main reason why almost everyone is going to try and end on the S2 finisher. You don't always get the chance to do that. Instead of ending on the S2, you're going to end on a down forward S2. So what do we do? So what do we do in that situation? Well, same thing, we set up the stalking darts. The difference is, this one doesn't meaty. You can't just auto time jump up forward and you're all good. That being said though, we still set it up anyways. Why? Because it's still really good. It's still a delayed projectile that they have to be aware of. What are the best fuses for Ahri? Honestly, take your pick. Freestyle is the best for her because she loves mix. Double down would be next because her S2 super, because of how large of a gap it has. If the other champion really likes 2x assists, then she can do that. It's just not going to be her go-to. You got a duo, you know what you must do. What are good teammates with Ahri? Well, let's hit random select and see what happens, right? She is really good as a solo character, right? She can work basically on her own. Ahri Yasuo is an insanely strong team. You guys have been watching 2SKO at all, or played it at all, you've probably been dealing with a lot of Ahri Akali. Looking at either me or Hikari as options for that one. Ahri Teemo, where you have people like Masao, or of course the duo players and Sonic and Inzem playing this team a lot. Ahri Alawi, which Obelisk has been doing to have some crazy Oki options. Ahri Echo has been a very strong team ever since release. It's really hard to go wrong when picking Ahri with just about anybody. Quick note, real quick, before I send you guys off with some combos, is I'm going to be showing you guys the combos that I personally use. Because of the fact that Ahri is able to basically choose what side she wants to go towards for her combos, I'm not going to be showing too much in terms of corner to corner combos, because if I am anywhere near one side of the screen, I am going to then move them to that side. Rather than trying to do some combo that's going to send them all the way across the screen to the other side, I am just going to then just take them to this corner instead. A whole lot easier and guarantees you the S2 finisher in the corner. All these combos that I'm going to show are good. Basically, you have the option to end them early. So rather than doing some super crazy long 20 billion hit combo or whatever, you can just end the combo literally like this. Or if you want to go even shorter than that, you can end the combo like this. All comes down to how much break they have and how much break you want to give them.
Heart on fire! Too far! Heart on fire! Too far! Heart on fire! Too far! Feel this! Don't hip away. Give me your heart!
Thank you guys very much for watching my Ahri guide. Hope it helped. Make sure you like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.